Oh, we've just been handed over the hire car. That was quite a briefing. It was almost like I was being instructed how to fly a fighter jet or something. A little Hyundai iX30. We're heading off to explore the other side of the island and maybe to head up north and then to head down to the south of the island. We're going to hopefully drive to a little village called Assos today. Enjoy the village, have a swim before we go to our accommodation in Sami. That's the plan. It's a manual. That should be fun. We've just pulled in at the Myrtos Beach viewpoint. You can see how far up we are, and down there is the switchback road that takes you down there. You can go down there in your car. There's limited parking apparently. A boat trip around there would be nice. That is as stunning as I have seen in the photos. Just amazing. Well, there's the beautiful coastline and a wonderful view. And just up along the cliff there is the road that hugs the cliff that you have to follow to get here. I did see a couple of spots where there were landslides. Okay, we're at the turn off to Assos, and that is the road down there to Assos, and you can just see Assos there in the distance, and the little bay, and the little collection of houses. We're going to go down there. That's the plan. Why not? Car park. There's the car park in Assos. Very well signposted. We had it on our GPS maps. Took us straight there. So we've made it to Assos along with thousands of other hire car drivers. It was an adventurous trip. We're heading down this road with everyone else towards the little harbour town. My guess is these were probably original buildings damaged in the 1953 earthquake, which we have been reading about, where much of Kefalonia was destroyed and rebuilt.
And yet, look at this little one down here. Looking good and coloured.
Beautiful. Wow. Here we are. Beautiful Assos. Right on this lovely little harbour. Look at the lovely trees and the flowers are out. Might be time to find some shade for lunch. Oh, look at that. That looks beautiful out there. And that's the harbour. And right up on top there is a Venetian fort. I'm not sure if we'll climb there today. Definitely worth the hair-raising drive to get here. Well, hair-raising for us Aussies because we're driving on the other side of the car and on the other side of the road. And it's a manual. But look at this. That is definitely worth it. I would have been disappointed to miss this. Someone just bringing a yacht in. And look at that lovely protected little beach. Almost time for a swim, I think, Rhonda. What say ye?
Let's go.
Okay, we have just crossed the island from one side to the other. I've come back from, where were we? Assos. And now we are driving through the little town of Agia Ephemia. We might pop back here and have a bit more of an explore one day. I'll tell you what, I've spent a lot of time in second gear today, second and third gear. Look at that, doesn't that look beautiful? And another little port town, probably a fishing village. Now I think I saw on the sign we were about 8 kilometres from Sami, so we should be there in the next 10 minutes or so and find our accommodation. But lots to explore over this side of the island. It's a fantastic day. We drove along cliff tops. We drove down winding switchback roads. We drove across mountains, and we came halfway up Kefalonia and then across to the other side, and we're at our accommodation for the next 4 nights. Just out of Sami, it's called Nikos Apartments. That looks pretty nice. We've got a beautiful little unit with a kitchenette and an air conditioner. Sami is just over that way. I think it's about a 10 to 15 minute walk, but we've got the car so we can drive in, or we can walk if we want. Here we are in Sami, enjoying a walk along the promenade, past the fishing boats and the charter boats, enjoying the cool evening breeze. Just about to head out for dinner. Might have some famous Kefalonia meat pie. Could be on the menu tonight. All the waterfront eating establishments are lining the promenade. That's looking back towards the port. We haven't really explored. We just got to our accommodation, which is great. And we're just heading into town to go to the supermarket and get some food for dinner. And the big ferry over there that you can see, the yellow ferry, takes cars and people across to the island of Ithaca. We're at a place called Malasani Cave Lake, where there's like an inland cave and an inland lake. Apparently it's beautiful blue colour, and you get on a boat and you cruise through there. That's what we're trying today. Looks like you go up that little passage over there, Rhonda, right through the cave. Are you getting excited?
No, I'm not sure about that.
This is pretty amazing. It's Kefalonia Beach. That's called Camping Kefalonia. Looks like they got little units in there and a nice pool. And it's right on the beach here at Kefalonia. That's Sami just down there. So pretty much just is right next to Sami. Looks like a beautiful spot to stay too. But we're heading to Uncleboris Beach for a swim. Another fun little drive along a narrow road, but it's brought us to Uncleboris Beach, which is apparently one of the best beaches on the island. We've parked in what I believe is a free parking area, but I think the deal is you can go in and get a sunbed. Apparently some are for free, and you can just buy some food from the little restaurant area that's right on the beach here. So it's really hot. It's probably 32 today, humid. We've got the rest of the day, so we're going to situate ourselves here and enjoy the day on the beach. Beautiful Uncleboris Beach. We were able to get a free sunbed, not in the front rows, back a bit further, as long as you spend some money and buy some food at the bar, which we'll do because we need to have some lunch. What a day. So it looks like you can hike from Uncleboris Beach to a secluded beach on the other side of this peninsula called Kotsupia Beach. I think when I looked it up, it was about 7 kilometres. That's the start of the trail there. And I think it's a beach you can only get to by boat or basically by walking this trail, which I'm not going to do because it's 34 degrees today. It's the view from the other end of Uncleboris Beach. The water is beautiful. And looking back towards the area where all the sunbeds are, hasn't cost us anything to have a sunbed. You can get them for free, including a spot to park your car. Kind of all you really need to do is buy a coffee, which is pretty easy. There are spots where you can put your beach umbrella. It's hard though because it's a pebble beach, so it's hard to get your umbrella into the rocks, and then you've got to put your towel on the rocks, which is not as comfortable as the sunbed. So I would say grab a sunbed. But isn't that just amazing? That over there is Uncleboris Beach. What a beautiful cove or bay. Look at the yachts over there that we saw when we were down there. And just a yacht coming in now, probably going to anchor for the night. Numerous yachts out there. That might be the Greek mainland over there. And the land that you can just see now as we come around is the island of Ithaca, which is only like a 20-minute ferry ride from here.
Okay, we are on the road again this morning. We are on these wonderful Greek roads. Where are we off to, Russell?
Kalimera, everyone. We're heading out of Sami today. We've been using Sami as a base for a few days, and today we are heading towards the northernmost point of the island to a little town called Fiscado. Look at those beautiful flowering trees here. Fiscado was apparently the only town on the island relatively untouched by the earthquake of 1953. So it's kind of a must-see town if you're in Kefalonia. We'll also try and find a beach, and we might explore some other little towns on the way back. But that's the plan for the day. Let's see how it unfolds. And just like that, we've parked the car in the car park at the top of the town, because I think, Rhonda, that I read that you can't have cars in the village. Yep, but there's plenty of car spaces here, and there's a little track straight down to the village, which I think will look nicer than the car park. And here's the little path straight down into town. I think it was only 200 or 300 metres, so it should be beautiful. I can feel a little breeze too, which is keeping things cool. Going to be a fun day. Beautiful stretch of coastline with all the yachts anchored in there. And this is the entrance into the little bay where Fiscado is situated. Very safe and protected, which is, I guess, why it was a fishing port. Probably still is. Saw a lot of little fishing boats in there.
We are at a famous pebble beach in the northern top of the island.
Yes, it's called Uncleboris Beach.
But it's more, rather than pebbles, it's more like giant rocks. So Russell has been building himself, or us, a dry stone umbrella stand.
This is Uncleboris Beach, Emplisi. It was about 3 or 4 minutes from Fiscado, probably the nearest beach, I think. A beautiful little secluded cove. Lovely water. It is a pebble beach. If I was ever coming to the pebble beaches again, I would be smart enough to bring reef shoes, but we're using our sandals. No real parking, except for parking along the side of the road, but we had no trouble getting a park. Time for a quick wander around the little fishing village of Agia Ephemia. I think that's what it's called. Just on our way back to our apartment. It's just a random goat going for a walk on the way to dinner on the road.
Hello.
Chewed through the rope, I think. Come on, off you go.
Alright, we are heading off again. There's trucks, there's people overtaking us because we are not the fastest. Okay, we're heading off again this morning, our last morning in Sami. So we have decided to give Murtos Beach a go. Russell, tell us all about it.
Well, we've looked at it from above. We looked at the switchback road. We have heard people say, oh, it's a tricky road. But we thought, you're only in Kefalonia once. Well, we are. So we're going to head down that switchback road to Murtos Beach, getting an early start so we can try and get a park at the bottom. They do say it's the most beautiful beach on Kefalonia. We've seen some beautiful beaches, so we'll let you know. Yep, and we'll let you know how the drive down goes.
Well, we've had a practice on some of those switchbacky roads, haven't we? So now we'll give it a go.
You think it'll be easy, do you?
I think we've done the worst ones first.
Let's see.
Anyway, let's go. All right, we are on the road.
Down to Murtos Beach. So we've turned off at the little town of Murtos. One good thing, we didn't have to take the cliff road all the way up and back to the Murtos viewpoint. So
wait for it.
But we are heading down pretty steeply. Okay, the first part of the mission complete. We've made it down to Murtos Beach. We found a car park. The road was okay, just had to take it nice and steady. And here we are, the best beach on Kefalonia.
Apparently.
They might be right. Murtos Beach is definitely spectacular. I can see why everyone wants to come here. Look at that. In this large cove, the mountains rushing down to the sea. Lots of space, some sunbeds or some sunshade back there, no sunbeds. It is picture perfect. Keen to get some sunscreen on and get in the water. Look at that. That is pristine, hardly a breeze. Mind you, it's about 10:15, I think, and the car park is getting full. I guess if it was peak season, July, August, it would fill up very quickly.
Restaurant in Sami. Been here a couple of times and we're even getting takeaway tonight.
Kalispera.
Kalispera.
It's our final night in Sami. We're just wrapping up.
Yep.
Been a great place to base ourselves for four nights.
Yeah.
4
days.
Yeah, we've had 3 clear days and a day to get here. We were able to do some exploring as well. Kind of a central place for exploring the northern part of the island. Yeah.
It's great. So what would you do if you had one more day?
If I had one more day, I would do a boat cruise to Ithaca, I think, which is the island just over there in the background.
Literally,
Literally 20 minutes away.
ferries.
Yeah.
They have boat cruises. They have all
Yeah.
sorts of things
Like-
out of Sami.
Full day trips with
Yeah.
swimming and
Yeah.
stopping
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
little towns
Yep,
and
yep.
yeah.
Yep, yep.
So I'd probably do that. But
Food was fantastic. We got some really good Greek meals.
we did.
And we even found our favourite Greek restaurant, which we'll give you the scoop on.
It was literally a family-run restaurant.
So good that we even
Siblings and
had
parents.
takeaway and had it here on the
Balcony. Yeah.
Tonight. It was great.
So tomorrow we head to Scala. We've got 3 nights there, and we'll see what unfolds.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Kalispera.
We don't know how to say goodbye yet. Bye.
We just keep saying Kalispera. So goodbye. Thanks for watching. Bye.